Sports fans, good afternoon. Welcome to Full Count, SportsMemo's MLB betting coverage show, coming to you live every weekday, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering baseball with some of the best handicappers, analysts, columnists, and sports bettors on the planet. We're going to be giving out free picks on several games for today's card and plenty of time for you to get down on those picks. I'm your host, world champion handicapper in Las Vegas's biggest daily sports bettor, Joe D'Amico. And joining me today, we got an all-star panel. We're starting the week off with some of the best out there. Guys, say hello to the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, and the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. Welcome, guys. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
It is a great day. And, Rocky, Dionne, I know you both know, and a lot of our people out there that are watching right now know that over at Sports Memo, the customer appreciation is unrivaled. And today is $9 Monday. You're going to go over to Sports Memo after the show, of course, because you don't want to miss any of these free winners. But go over to Sports Memo after the show. There's a ton of great winning picks by some of the best cappers in the business, documented winning cappers, mind you, all posted for $9 because today is $9 Monday. Sports fans, we're going to be covering 3 roundtable games and then do a best segment where Dionne, Rocky, and myself will chime in and give what we feel is the best bet on today's board. We have our first of 3 roundtable games today. The Astros at Red Sox, guys. Boston is currently $1.25. Total 9 over $1.20. We drew straws before the beginning of the show. Rocky drew the short straw. He's going to go first, guys. Rocky has been a friend to me for decades, and he's one of the best in the business, and I'm honored to be sharing the panel with him, and it's a great Monday. Rocky, I before the show, I had told Dionne that, our schedules don't mesh very well. I know that sometimes I'm doing stuff, you're doing stuff, I'm doing stuff, but I am very honored to be kicking off the week on the Full Count show with you and Dionne. So take it away, Rocky. Astros, Red Sox. Tell us what you got, pal.
Yeah, glad to be here, Joe, with you. I know it's been probably a few weeks now since you and I have been able to do something here on the Sports Memo network. But glad to be back here on Monday, starting things off. Looking at the Astros as they travel to Boston, take on the Red Sox on Monday night. Houston comes in with a 23-12 record this year. Boston's 13-21 on the season so far. Odorizzi gets the call for Houston. He's 1-1 with a 4.40 ERA on the road this season. He's 5-7 with a 4.87 ERA in his 20 career starts against Boston. Garrett Whitlock with total rubber for Boston, where he has a solid 3.00 ERA in 4 starts this year. In his 1 start at home this season, he has a 3.60 ERA, and he had 9 strikeouts and no walks. Very good control pitcher here. Houston scoring only 3.9 runs per game against right-handed starters this year. They have a team batting average of only 222 against righties. They're 1-5 their last 6 games as an underdog. The Astros are getting all the love here from the public. 74% is backing them right now, and they should. I mean, look at the records. But the line is moving the other way, which is, I like that. Despite the much better record here for the Astros and the hotter pitcher the past 3 starts, the Red Sox come in favored in this game, which I find kind of odd in this matchup. So it makes me want to look a little deeper into that. When that happens, I'll gladly side with the poor performing team here at home. I'm going to take the Boston Red Sox in this one.
The Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson. A lot of people before the show asked Rocky, because we look and sound so much alike, are we twins? Unfortunately, we are not, guys. But another great analysis from you, Rocky. I mean, your angles are just great, and that's why you have been a winner in this business for so many years. All right, Rocky Atkinson likes the Red Sox here. Let's go to the prettiest person on the panel by far today, the First Lady of Las Vegas, and see her take on the Astros at Red Sox. Dionne D'Amico, if you will.
Absolutely. Guys, I know how tough the American League East is, but having said that, I don't think any of us will agree that the fact that Boston deserves to be in last place in that division. You want to know how good Houston is? Saturday, their 11-game win streak was snapped, but they bounced back yesterday and demolished Washington in Washington 8-0. Jake Odorizzi has had his problems with the Red Sox, but he's looking very good, very strong of late, winning his last 3 starts. As a matter of fact, he's been downright unhittable, allowing just 1 earned run on 6 hits in over 17 innings pitched in those 3 starts. And in my opinion, the jury is still out on Garrett Whitlock. But when your offense is averaging just 3.71 runs per game, unless your starter and bullpen is near perfect, you're going to be outscored by a team like Houston. The Astros are 5-1 the last 6 on the road, 8-1 the last 9 versus right-handed starters, and 17-4 the last 21 overall. So I'm going to go ahead and play Houston here.
The first lady of Vegas goes opposite of Rocky Atkinson. She's going to take Houston. Interesting take, Dionne. That's pretty bold, talking about the Red Sox deserving to be in last place. I don't know. You must be married to a Yankee fan. That's all I'm saying. Well, sports fans, I want you to know, I'm not going to chime in on every roundtable game, but I am going to chime in on this one. So let me take this one away because you know how vain I am. I like that solo shot of me. Guys, I gave this game out this morning on the First Family Show, and to me, sports betting is about value. And no sport does value mean more to me when betting than in baseball. For the life of me, I can't figure out why a team that's won 12 of the last 13 games is an underdog against a team that's dropped 9 of their last 13. Houston bats, guys, they're starting to heat up, and their pitching staff is currently ranked 3rd in the majors, a team ERA of just 2.91. This does not bode well for a Boston team that is struggling to put any runners on base, let alone cross the plate. They're averaging just 3.71 runs per game, as the First Lady just mentioned. Now, I know, Jake, I like my eggs. Odorizzi, couldn't help myself, guys. Jake Odorizzi, he hasn't done too well against Boston in his career, but I'm not in love with Garrett Whitlock either, and once he gets pulled, and trust me, folks, he's going to get pulled after the first few innings. The Boston bullpen is just awful. The Red Sox are once strong in Fenway, but 4-9 at home this season overall, losing guess how many in a row in Fenway? 5 straight in Boston, guys, they've lost. Wow, wow, wow. They're also 1-6 the last 7 at home against right-handed starters, Houston. 5-1 the last 6 games played on the road. 4-1 the last 5 road games played versus right-handers. I'll take the Astros as a slight underdog, folks, and if you do too, you'll be joining me in beating our books today. Guys, that's the first round of games, so it goes 2-1 on that. I'm not chiming in on any other roundtable games. Rocky's already laughing. So Rocky likes Boston. Dionne likes the Astros. I'll take the Astros as a small dog here. Well, round 2, baby, our second roundtable game, I should say. Giants at Rockies. San Francisco currently at $1.50. Total of 12. The Southern assassin himself, Rocky Atkinson. Rocky, tell us your take on the Giants Rockies, please.
Yes, sir. We got San Francisco coming in with a 20-14 record this year. Colorado 17-17 on the season. Alex Wood to get the start for the Giants. He's 1-2 with a 4.60 ERA in his last 3 starts. He has a 5.16 ERA in his 17 career starts against Colorado. Senzatella is 2-0 with a 2.37 ERA at home this year. San Francisco's off a 3-game road trip at St. Louis, including a game last night, while Colorado's off a 3-game homestand against Kansas City. I think this travel will be a key factor into how this game plays out here tonight. Colorado's scoring 6.3 runs per game at home this year. They're 4-1 their last 5 games as a home underdog. They're 6-2 their last 8 home games overall. And San Francisco's 1-5 their last 6 games after a loss. Again, we see that despite 76% of the public being on the Giants here, the line, when I look, the line had moved from -145 down to -142. That tells me the smart money is coming in on the Rockies here as a nice underdog. So I'm going to recommend a small play on Colorado in this one.
Rocky Atkinson, a small play on Colorado. Rocky, you mentioned during the first 2 roundtable analysis, by the way, great analysis, great take as usual, that you look at where the money's coming in. Is this something that factors in? Let's forget about the other major sports in baseball when you're handicapping games.
Well, I think it does. And it don't work all the time. You like to say fading the public, and we always want to be on the book side. It don't always work, but I think it works more than it don't. So I definitely factor that in.
I can tell you this, Rocky. I spend a lot of time in Vegas sports books, and a lot of those guys in the crowds are losers. So I'm right there with you. I do like to fade the public once in a while, and that could be a deciding factor when I'm looking at handicapping the game. Good take on the Giants, Rockies, no pun intended. Dionne, if you can, Giants. I didn't even try. I didn't even plan that one. Giants, Rockies, Dionne D'Amico, please.
Well, in my opinion, Colorado's only crime is the fact that they share the division with some of the best teams in baseball. When the worst team in the division is playing 500 ball, it shows you how good that division actually is. Having said that, although this team is 12-7 in Coors Field this season, they have had their issues with San Francisco. Going back to August of last season, these two teams have met 10 times as the Giants have won 10, including 6 in a row in Colorado. That stops the train at the tracks for me, especially because I am not crazy about either pitcher. Wood and Senzatella, I still have a lean on the Giants, but at $1.50, I think there are better games on the board that offer more value here.
The First Lady of Las Vegas, a small lean on the Giants because of the $1.50. If this is a little bit lower, is this a game that you would look at a little stronger than, Dionne?
Yeah, if it was a little bit lower, I try not to go higher than like $1.40. So if the line was a little bit lower, I would definitely go with the Giants. But with the line at $1.50, I kind of would like to stay away from it. If it does drop a little bit lower, then definitely. But at this time, I would lean towards it, but I would rather stay off of it.
Is that your cutoff, about $1.40, $1.45?
$1.40 is about my cutoff, yeah.
Rocky, by the way, what is your cutoff as far as baseball goes? When you finally say, wait a minute, line's a little bit too high, doesn't offer me value.
Yeah, any money line sport, which is baseball for me, hockey, NASCAR, I don't go over $1.50.
Okay. $1.50. By the way, I know why you had trouble saying Senzatella, Dionne. That's the name of my spicy Italian pasta sauce. You get a little nervous when you talk about that. Now, guys, we have our third. There you go. We have our third of 3 roundtable games going. This is an interesting matchup, guys. You know, the Twins at A's, Minnesota currently $1.30, 7.5 under, -120. You got a team atop their division against a team struggling a little bit, but let's go to Rocky Atkinson. I would love to have his take on Minnesota. Oakland, please, Rocky, take it away.
Yeah, Minnesota comes in with a 20-15 record on the year. Oakland's 15-22 on the season. Chris Archer gets the call from Minnesota here. He's 0-1 with a 4.43 ERA overall this year, and he's 0-1 with a 5.73 ERA his last 3 starts. Zach Logue has looked good for Oakland early. He gets the nod here tonight. He's 1-1 with a 1.50 ERA in his 2 starts so far this season. Oakland's 3-0 at home versus Minnesota the past 3 years. They're 39-18 overall versus Minnesota the past 57 meetings overall in this series. Oakland is 94-38 their last 132 games against the American League Central Division. Minnesota's 2-5 their last 7 road games against a team with a losing record. Again, we're looking at 62% of the public here being on Minnesota, but the line's going the opposite way, meaning smart money once again is coming in on another home underdog here in the A's. Oakland has played a little better here lately, winning 4 of the past 7 games overall. I think this is a good spot for them with the Twins coming off a 3-game series against division rival Cleveland. I'm going to recommend a small play on Oakland here tonight.
The Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson, says a small play on Oakland. Those home dogs, Rocky. Do you remember back in the day, Monday Night Football, when it was the last night of the week to get even with your bookmaker, and everybody said, well, who do you like tonight? And it was always the home dog on Monday night. For so many years, people subscribe to that angle. Interesting take, Rocky. Real good take. Real good angles, as usual. Dionne D'Amico, the First Lady of Las Vegas. We need a woman's touch on this game, I think, Dionne. Twins at A's. What's your take, darling?
Most of the early morning money is coming in on Minnesota. And why not? They swept Oakland in the first series a few weeks ago at home. At first glance, the early money seems to be right. The Twins are in first place in the Central, while the A's are in last in the West. Zach Logue gets his 3rd start of the season, and to be honest, he's looked pretty good in his first few starts. And for my money, as long as Chris Archer is starting, I'm going to fade the Twins here. He gives up a lot of hits, a lot of runs, a lot of walks, and let's face it, a lot of home runs as well. The team has lost 4 of his 6 appearances this season as his numbers keep worsening. Prior to the 3-game sweep a few weeks ago, Oakland has done pretty well in this matchup, winning 5 of the previous 6 meetings. I'm going to go against the grain and not be very popular and put a small lean on an underdog Oakland A's here.
Wow, there you go. Great minds think alike. Both cappers on the panel, like the A's here, small lean. Great minds think alike. Well, sports fans, don't go anywhere because the most exciting part of the show is the best bet segment, and that's coming up right now. That's where each one of our panelists, I'm even going to chime in. I have an individual best bet I'd like to release on the show today, give out their favorite bets for on the board today. So let's go in the same order we've been going, and let's go to the Southern Assassin, Rocky Atkinson himself. And Rocky, before you go into your best bet for tonight's card, can you tell everybody what you're excited about maybe tonight or the next few days, whether it be baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever you want?
Yes, sir. I do have a 3% Major League Baseball play loaded now, and it's only $9 at Sports Memo here today, of course. And I'm off a 1-2 day in NASCAR yesterday. I had swept the board 3 straight weeks, coming off a losing day yesterday. I always tell it like it is: win, lose, or draw. And looking forward to the next race there. I'm also 89-55 a run in NBA. So looking forward to hopefully finding something in the playoffs here in the next couple of days or so. My best bet here for the show, I'm going to go back to the Red Sox here in this one. I know both of you guys didn't agree with me here, but the line just looks really odd with Boston being favored here against, like Dionne said, a very good Houston team. Playing very good lately, but Vegas has made Boston the favorite here, and that's just something I look at when something doesn't look right. Something's going on there. So my best bet here is going to be on the Red Sox here tonight.
Rocky Atkinson says the Red Sox says something looks too good to be true. It usually is. Look for trap here. The odds makers are looking to trap you. Guys, he is on fire, and I do love that transparency. 3 straight winning weeks in NASCAR. Had it 1-2 day. Dropping a unit isn't the worst, Rocky, but that integrity and that transparency we get from you and the cappers over at Sports Memo, it's unrivaled. He has a 3% play tonight, just $9 over at Sports Memo. Use it. Use it today. Buy it today. Thank me and Rocky tomorrow. He'll make you money tonight. Let's go to the First Lady of Las Vegas, who's doing some wonderful things in multiple sports over at Sports Memo. I know you're all over the leaderboard. And I know, if I'm not mistaken, because I happen to do another show with you, your free plays are like on a 30-something and 6 or 7 run. And if your free plays are winning that much, imagine what her premium plays can do. Yeah, they're on fire. They're on fire. They are killing. And she's killing me, Rocky. I live with her. I asked her, who are you going to put out today on the free play? She says, you have to wait for the show to see. I want to kill her.
Business.
But it is what it is. All's fair in love and sports betting in the D'Amico household. I'll tell you that. But she is doing some great work over at Sports Memo. Let her tell you what she's excited about tonight on the board, and then let her tell you her best bet play for the day. Dionne, take it away, please.
Absolutely. Well, today I have one winner in baseball with my 100% MLB Monday Moneymaker for just $9 over at Sports Memo for $9 money. And to me, there is nothing better than starting your week off with a profit. Los Angeles comes in here winning 7 of their last 10, currently tied with Houston for the top spot in the division, possessing both a top 5 pitching staff and a top 5 lineup. Texas is having problems stringing together solid performances, splitting out their last 10 games. Noah Syndergaard and John Gray take the mound today. Syndergaard, 3-2 with a 2.45 ERA, while Gray, 0-1 with a 5.51. The Angels have taken the last 3 meetings overall and 7 of the last 10 in Texas. The Angels are 5-1 the last 6 on the road, 5-1 the last 6 versus right-handed starters, and 5-1 the last 6 versus the AL West. So I'm going to go ahead and play Los Angeles here.
The First Lady of Vegas is take LA. And like I said, her free plays are on fire. Imagine what her premium plays can do. $9 Monday over at Sports Memo. Go buy her. $9 is a steal. Trust me, she cost me a lot more money in our life together. Anyway, sports fans, I have a best bet I'd like to put out on top of the game I chimed in on the roundtable segment. My friends, first of all, I have 2 big winners for you to start off your week. I have my Grand Slam play and my AL West game of the week. They're both posted right now at Sports Memo for just $9 a piece. Follow me. We'll start the week off right together. The game I want to talk about, 2 teams that can easily be facing one another come the postseason. New York has a 5.5 game lead in the NL East, while St. Louis just 2.5 games back in the Central, folks. The Mets did take 2 of 3 in the first series at the end of April, but going back a little further, the Cardinals have done well in this rivalry, winning 11 of the last 16 overall meetings, including the last 4 at Citi Field. I could keep this analysis very brief by saying just one sentence. Miles Mikolas and Trevor Williams are scheduled starters. That could stop my train at the track for Dionne D'Amico. Mikolas, who is 3-1 with a 1.49 ERA on the season, has made 7 appearances thus far, and he has been spectacular in each, allowing 2 runs or less in all 7 appearances. Off the planet, man, off the charts. Just great. Let's face it, we don't expect to see Trevor Williams more than maybe 2 or even 3 innings, but that's enough as the team has lost each of his last 3 games that he's made an appearance in, and 4 of the 5 this season. Both staffs rank about the same, so this game is going to come down to 2 things: starting pitchers and hitting. Mikolas is certainly better than Williams, and the Cardinals' bats are certainly livelier than the Mets. St. Louis, 20-8, the last 28 games played on the road. 17-7 the last 24 versus teams with a winning record. 13-5 the last 18 during game 1 of a series. I'll take the Cards here as a small dog. I like them. Let's bring our panel back. They're a good-looking bunch, guys. Sports fans, are almost time to say goodbye to another edition of the Full Count Show. But before we do that, I'd like to get some closing thoughts or comments from the Southern Assassin himself, Rocky Atkinson.
Hey, Joe, just glad to be back here with you on another show. And like I said, it's been a while. Glad to be back and looking forward to a winning week.
We're happy to have you back, Rocky. We miss you. I miss you. I miss sharing the screen with you and having some laughs. And people do always ask if we're identical twins. We're not. Let's go to the prettiest face on the panel today. And that's not easy because Rocky and I are good-looking sons of guns. First Lady of Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, closing thoughts or comments?
So just make sure that everybody tunes in tomorrow morning for the First Family Show, because we're going to have some amazing guests tomorrow, because it is also $2 Tuesday. So you don't want to miss out on seeing who everybody has for their free picks for tomorrow. And I'm actually looking really forward to NBA tomorrow.
NBA for the beginning of the conference finals, man. Some big stuff, Rocky. I know it was an exciting weekend in NBA. We're going to get to be talking to you. I think we're going to have to get you on the First Family Show this week in the morning. We're going to have to bump somebody. Don't tell them I said that. We'd love to get you on the First Family Show if your schedule permits. Sports fans, be sure to tune in every weekday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern to this show. Full Count Sports Memos, MLB betting coverage show comes to you live with special guests every day. Guys, this is Joe D'Amico on behalf of Sports Memo. Rocky Atkinson, Dionne D'Amico, good luck and have a winning day.